Hello Algebra 1 students, here we are in Unit 5, Lesson 6 of Tier 1, changing forms to graph a linear inequality. Check off your booklet please. Here we are in Tier 1, Lesson 6, changing forms to graph linear inequalities. Sometimes with real world models, aka word problems, we may wish to move the terms around to create a linear function in slope-intercept form. The reason we want to do this is because this is the most familiar form that we have. This is the form that you guys remember from middle school, the y equals mx plus b. That is our most familiar form. One thing that we got to be certain of that we don't forget is remember the rules of moving terms of an inequality from the last booklet. Okay, so let's come down here and do a couple examples real quick. So here's our standard form and we want to get it into slope-intercept. So I want to move the x term to get it to the other side, right? So I'm going to subtract 2x. I'm going to draw my balancing point. Subtract 2x. These two x's cancel, so I'm left with 4y is less than negative 2x plus 20. Well, I want y equals, right? So let's just divide every term by 4, right? So I'm going to divide this term by 4, I'm going to divide this term by 4, and I'm going to divide this term by 4. There's my balance. So 4 divided by 4 is just 1, so I get y left over here is less than. Negative 2 divided by 4 is negative 1/2 x, and then 20 divided by 4, well, 20 divided by 4, if you use your calculator, is just 5. So I have now successfully moved into slope-intercept form, and it'll be a lot easier for me to graph it. All right, let's go and do the other example. So here's an equation in point-slope form. Well, now we got to use our good old buddy, the distributive property first, and we want to distribute this 1/5 to both of these. So I get y minus 3 is greater than or equal to, well, 1/5 distributed to x is just 1/5 x, right? And then 1/5 of 15, well, if you put that in your calculator, 1/5 times 15 is just going to be a minus 3. Well, now let's solve. Well, now let's move stuff around to get it into slope-intercept form. Well, to do that, here's my balancing point. I want to add 3 to get my y by itself, add 3 to keep it balanced. These 3's cancel. I get y is greater than or equal to 1/5 x, and then I get negative 3 plus positive 3, which is plus 0. So this would be my point-slope equation transformed into slope-intercept so that I can graph it easily because that's the most familiar form I have. Good luck on your practice sets.